three systems are, first off, remember a 2x2 was where you were on a coordinate grid and you had one line and it intersected with another line. You just had the two different lines, okay? A 3x3 means we have three variables and three equations, and it basically makes our 3D figure, okay? Like in your graphics and when they make a 3D movie and stuff like that, they're basically doing 3x3s in their CGI stuff. Okay? So, how do we solve a 3x3? Alright, this one is when we have one solution. So we're going to end up with an x value, a y value, and a z value, and if we graphed all three lines, that would be our intersection point. Okay? So, what I do is I label my equations so that I don't get confused. So I'm going to make this equation 1, this equation 2, and this equation 3. Okay? And I'm going to use the first two equations to eliminate one variable. Okay? So let's say which variable do you want to eliminate? X, Y, or Z? We're not even going to worry about number 3 yet. X? Okay. So that means I got to multiply number 1 by a -2. And so I'm going to have -2x plus 6y minus 8z equals -26. I'm leaving my finger here because we're just covering that up. Hi. What's up?
Hello. Can I talk to you for a second?
Not right this second.
Okay.
Because we're doing notes. Can I in class or like at the end of class or house or something?
Yeah, house is fine.
Okay. I'm in here during 5th and then I'm in Leisure's room 6.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm covering this back up because I'm not even going to think about 3. Okay, so here's my other equation. There's equation number 2. Okay. Now I can eliminate my x, and I'm left with 7y minus 7z is equal to -21. My result's a 2-variable equation, and I'm going to call that one equation number 4, just so I can keep it straight. All right, good so far? Everybody with me? Okay, the next step is to use equation number 1 and 3 to eliminate the same variable. So this time I'm going to take 1 and 3, but since this is a -2x, oh wait a minute, I already multiplied by a -2x. Oh, I want to do it by a positive x, or 2, I'm sorry. 3y plus 4z equals 13. Does that make sense to you guys? Everybody with me? So when I distribute, I'm going to have 2x minus 6y plus 8z equals 26. And now I get, when I cancel, negative 3y plus 5z is equal to 11. And I'm going to call that equation 5. Good so far? All right, next step is I use my two variable equations to solve for one. So I'm going to use equation 4 and equation 5. So which variable you want to get rid of? We're going to have to do some multiplying, so it doesn't really matter. You want to get rid of y or z? Z? Okay. So in order to get rid of z, I'm going to have to multiply this by 5 and multiply the second one by 7. So I get 35y. You know what? They're good question. They're both positive. I got a positive negative, so no matter what, it's going to cancel each other out. I don't have to think about the sign. But great thought. 35z is equal to negative 105. And then when I multiply through, I'll have negative 21y plus 35z is equal to 77. All right, so I'm left with 14y. My z's cancel, and I'm left with, what's one of
28.
And so that means y is equal to negative 2. Perfect. All right, now last step. Back substitute it into equations to solve for other variables. So I know one variable of y, so let's substitute it into like equation 4. So I have 7 times negative 2 minus 7z equals negative 21.
Can you use any equations?
You're going to want to use 4 and 5, 4 or 5, just because of the fact that you only have two variables there. But then once we know that those two, we're going to put it into 1, 2, or 3. And yeah, it's not going to matter. So negative 14 minus 7z equals negative 21. And so negative 7z equals negative 7, so z is equal to 1. And now I know y is negative 2, z is 1. Let's throw it into, I'm going to pick equation 2 because y and z are singles, because that would be easier. So 2x plus a negative 2 plus 1 equals 5. So that simplifies to 2x minus 1 equals 5. So 2x is 6 and x equals 3. Just the same process of doing your elimination with the 2 by 2, just got a few more steps in there. Okay? Now, you show your answer as an ordered pair, so, and you're going to do it alphabetical. So I'll have 3, negative 2, and 1. Good? Shall we do another one? No. It is. Just a few. Just a few. All right. First step, I'm going to number them. That's why I do my equations, okay? So I do equations 1 and 2 first. And sure, let's multiply number 1 by a -4. So I'm going to get -4x minus 4y plus 4z equals 4. And multiplied number 1 by -4, so I could now cancel out my x. Because my 2 was a 4.
Is it?
Because so I can cancel out x. Good.
Is it -3
Okay, I'm using equation 1 and 2, and I wanted to get rid of x.
Oh,
Since
wait,
this is a
okay.
4x, I multiplied by -4. Okay? All right, so when I add the two equations together, I'm going to get -7y plus 6z is equal to 20. And I'm going to call that equation number 4. Okay? Now I'm going to do equation 1 and 3. Remember to eliminate the same variable. Okay, so since we eliminated x in the first one, I need to eliminate x in the second one. So if I multiply it by -2, I'm going to get -2x minus 2y plus 2z is equal to 2. When I add the two together, I'm going to get -4y minus c equals 7. Good? All right, now I'm going to use equation 4 and 5. So I'm going to multiply equation 5 by a 6. So I can get rid of, since that's just a z, then I only have to multiply 1. So I get -24y minus 6z is equal to, what's 7 times 6?
7.
Just checking. And I have -7y plus 6z is equal to 20. Alright, so let's add them together, and I get -31y is equal to 62. So y is going to be equal to -2. Good. All right, last step. Basically back solve. So if y is -2, which equation? 4 or 5? Doesn't really matter. How about 5? So -4 times -2 minus z equals 7. So negative z is going to be negative 1. So z is equal to 1. All right. I'm going to use equation 1 because they don't have any coefficients, so it'll be a heck of a lot easier. So I have x minus 2 minus 1 equals negative 1. So x minus 3 equals negative 1. And so x is equal to 2. Good. Izzy, Casey? You want to do another one? Is it helpful? Do you want to do another one together, or would you like to try and do one on your own first, and then we can do another one? Okay. Do not do the ones in the notes. Let's pick, do 43. Let's try 43. And then we'll come back together and we'll do some with the 2 more together. How's that sound?